Question 1. Describe how the pupil of an eye dilates and contracts in response to changes in light intensity.
Pupil contracts in high light intensity and dilates in low light intensity. Iris has circular and radial muscles which are antagonistic. Impulse is transmitted along the sympathetic nervous system to the muscle. In bright light, circular muscles contract and radial muscles relax and the pupil contract. In dim light, circular muscles relax and radial muscles contract and pupil dilate.
Question 2. Explain the role of rhodopsin in rod cells.
Rhodopsin is the photosensitive pigment and absorbs light. When light is absorbed, cis-retinal gets converted to trans-retinal. Formation of trans-retinal causes the closing of sodium ion channels and the membrane becomes hyperpolarized.
Question 3. Describe the disadvantages of PET and MRI scans in investigating brain function.
Disadvantages of PET scan include exposure to gamma radiation. It uses radioactive traces. Lower resolution, expensive, produces 2D image. Disadvantages of MRI scan include it does not show activity of brain, difficult for people who dislike enclosed spaces, long time needed. Some people need sedation, noisy, and cannot be used in patients with pacemaker, expensive.
Question 4. Describe how a sheep could be genetically modified to produce a protein in its milk.
Step 1. Isolate the gene for the protein. Step 2. Cut the vector and gene of interest with the same restriction endonuclease enzyme. Step 3. Insert the gene of interest into a vector, for example a plasmid. Step 4. Insert the hybrid DNA into the udder of a sheep. Step 5. Several udder cells are modified, which produces the gene of interest through the milk.
Question 5. Describe the mechanism of action of an inhibitor on nerve impulse transmission.
The inhibitor binds to the voltage-gated sodium ion channel. It blocks the diffusion of sodium ions into the axon. Reduction of depolarization of the axon membrane, so the threshold will be low to trigger an action potential.
Question 6. How a myelinated neuron conducts an impulse faster than a non-myelinated neuron?
Myelin sheath acts as an insulator. Gaps in myelin sheath are called nodes of Ranvier, where large number of voltage-gated sodium ion channels are present. Action potential can only occur at nodes of Ranvier only in myelinated neurons, so impulse jump from one nodes of Ranvier to the next, that is saltatory conduction.
Question 7. Differentiate sensory neuron and motor neuron.
Sensory neuron carry electrical impulses towards the central nervous system, whereas motor neuron carry impulses away from the central nervous system. Sensory neuron receives the stimulation from sense organs, whereas motor neuron carry electrical impulses to stimulate a response in the effector cell or in the neuromuscular junction. Sensory neurons release neurotransmitters into the synapse, whereas motor neurons are stimulated by relay neurotransmitters.
Question 8. Describe the structure of spinal reflex arc.
Receptor cells synapse with the sensory neurons synapses with the relay neuron in gray matter of spinal cord. Relay neuron synapses with the motor neuron. Motor neuron synapses with the effector for a response.
Question 9. Describe the advantages of PET and MRI scans to investigate brain function.
Advantages of PET scan include PET detects biochemical changes in brain. PET can observe cancer growth. PET is used to diagnose dementia. PET shows active parts of the brain. Advantages of MRI scan include MRI gives detailed 3D image. MRI doesn't use any radiation, high resolution. MRI use magnetic field, so safe for pregnant women.
Question 10. Explain the chemi-osmotic hypothesis.
Protons and electrons are transported to the electron transport chain from NADH and FADH2. Electrons pass along the electron transport chain and releases energy. This energy is used to move protons to the intermembrane space. Protons diffuse back into the mitochondrial matrix through ATP synthase. ATP synthase catalyzes the phosphorylation of ADP to ATP.